The Cunning Fox and the Gullible Wolf, a Bulgarian folktale. An old man once went fishing with his cart. He cast his net several times, caught plenty of fish, loaded them onto the cart, and happily headed home. A fox saw him driving along with all that fish and decided to steal it. She ran ahead, lay down in the middle of the road, and pretended to be dead. The old man drove along, puffing on his pipe, and suddenly saw a fox lying in the road. He got down from the cart and kicked her once or twice, but she did not move. So he picked her up, tossed her onto the cart on top of the fish, and said to himself,
"There's fish for the children and a fur coat for the wife."
When he continued on his way, the fox stirred and began throwing the fish out of the cart. She kept tossing them out until not a single fish remained. Then she quietly slipped away, gathered up the fish, and carried them to her little house. She hung them by the fireplace to dry. Meanwhile, the old man reached home and shouted to his wife from the doorway,
"My beautiful wife, throw away your worn-out coat. I brought you a new one from fox fur."
The old woman was delighted. She grabbed her old coat and threw it into the fire. But when she ran outside and looked into the cart, there was neither fish nor new coat. The fox, on the other hand, was very delighted in her little den. After some time, the wolf came to visit the fox. They sat by the hearth, and the fox said to him,
"Cousin, don't look up at the chimney, or soot will fall into your eye."
At first, the wolf did not look, but eventually he glanced upward and saw that the whole chimney was covered with hanging fish. He asked where she had gotten them, and the fox slyly replied,
"I caught them in the river, cousin. Over there beneath the mill."
The wolf asked her to take him there too so he could catch some fish. The fox led him to the mill, tied a basket to his tail, cut a hole in the ice, and the wolf lowered the basket into the water. The fox waited until the wolf's tail froze solid in the ice. Then she ran to the miller and shouted from afar,
"Miller! Miller! There's a wolf by your mill!"
Out rushed the miller with a stick and began beating the wolf across the back. He beat and beat while the wolf struggled and pulled until he tore his tail clean off. Meanwhile, the fox slipped into the mill, gobbled up the miller's porridge, rolled herself in flour, and ran away. She went into the forest, found the wolf, and began groaning from a distance, as though the miller had beaten her too. The next day, the two of them set off again to look for something to eat. As they walked down the road, the fox suddenly slapped her forehead and cried,
"Oh, cousin, I'm such a scatterbrain. I forgot to tell you. They sent me to invite you to a wedding, and foolish me forgot to mention it. You should see the roasted lamb they've prepared. Finger-licking good."
"Then let's go, cousin. My stomach's growling with hunger."
So the two companions headed off to the village wedding. When they drew near, the fox said,
"You wait here while I go call the wedding guests to welcome you."
The foolish wolf crouched beneath a bush, while the fox ran into the village, slipped among the wedding guests, and shouted,
"People, a wolf is coming to your wedding. Run for your lives. He hasn't eaten in 3 days."
The wedding guests grabbed whatever they could, hoes, shovels, sticks, and chased after the wolf. They caught him at the edge of the village and beat him from every direction. Meanwhile, the fox slipped into the house. She found a pot of yogurt and began eating. At the end, she scooped some up in her paw, smeared a little on her head, and ran back toward the forest. She ran and ran until she reached the wolf, who was barely dragging himself along the road. He glared at her with bloodshot eyes, while she clutched her head and wailed,
"Oh, my poor head. Oh, my poor leg.
"What's wrong with you, cousin fox?"
Oh, they nearly killed me. Oh, I'm dying."
and she rolled around on the ground. Then she pointed to her head and said,
"Just look how badly the wedding guests beat me. My brains are leaking out."
"Well then, cousin fox, shall I carry you for a while?"
"Oh, cousin, if you do that, I'll never forget your kindness. Carry me, save me. If the wedding guests catch me, they'll finish me off."
The wolf lifted her onto his back and staggered toward the fox's little hut. And the fox began muttering to herself.
The sick carries the healthy. The sick carries the healthy.
What are you mumbling about, cousin?
My poor little head hurts so badly, cousin. It's making me dizzy.
They continued on, and after a little while, the fox again began muttering.
The sick carries the healthy. The sick carries the healthy.
What are you saying, cousin?
My poor little leg hurts.
So they walked on talking until they reached the fox's hut. Then she jumped off the wolf's back and shouted,
The sick carries the healthy, you fool.
The wolf lunged after her, but the fox quickly hid among the roots of a willow tree. The wolf began digging through the roots, caught hold of one of her legs, and started pulling her out.
You're pulling a root. You're pulling a root.
The wolf let go of her leg, reached farther in, grabbed a thick root, and pulled with all his strength. From inside the hollow, the fox cried,
Oh no, my little leg. Oh, my little leg.
Hearing this, the wolf pulled even harder. He tugged until the root snapped, and the wolf tumbled down the slope and broke his bones.